The Trump tax cuts were a huge scam. But this November, we have a chance to end this trickle-down hoax once and for all. Donald Trump's biggest legislative achievement, if you even want to call it that, was the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The law permanently slashed corporate taxes and temporarily cut income taxes, mostly for rich individuals, through the year 2025. The results were worse than I could have imagined. Trump and his officials claimed the tax cuts would lead to corporations hiring more workers and would very conservatively lead to a $4,000 boost in household incomes.
AT&T plans to increase U.S. capital spending $1 billion and provide $1,000 special bonus to more than 200,000 U.S. employees, and that's because of what we did.
What actually happened in the years since? In AT&T's case, the company saw its overall federal tax bill drop by 81%. It spent 31 times more on dividends and stock buybacks to enrich wealthy shareholders than it paid in taxes. Meanwhile, it slashed over 40,000 jobs. That was par for the course with Trump's tax cuts. Like AT&T, America's biggest corporations didn't use their tax savings to increase productivity or reward workers. Instead, they increased their stock buybacks and dividends. Many of them, including AT&T, even ended up paying their executives more in some years than what they paid Uncle Sam. Those executives, along with other high earners, then got to keep more of their earnings because Trump's tax cuts for individuals were heavily skewed toward the rich. The lowest earners, they got squat. And many middle-income families saw their taxes go up. And those supposed $4,000 raises, did you get one? The bottom line is that Trump's tax law fueled a massive transfer of wealth into the hands of the rich and powerful. Corporate profits have skyrocketed. U.S. billionaire wealth has more than doubled since 2018. The tax cuts have also added $2 trillion to the national debt so far. But that hasn't stopped Trump and the so-called party of fiscal responsibility from doubling down on renewing them.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts?
If Trump is reelected and Republicans take control of Congress, they're planning to renew the expiring tax cuts for individuals that primarily benefited the rich. This would cost $4.6 trillion over the next decade, more than double the cost of the original tax cuts. Trump has also threatened to lower the corporate tax rate even further, from 21% to 15%, which would cost another $1 trillion. It's trickle-down economics on steroids. All of this would cause the federal deficit and debt to soar, which Republicans will then use as an excuse to cut spending on government programs the rest of us rely on. But the Democrats have their own tax plan, and we can make it a reality this November. What would it do? Just the opposite. One, it would increase taxes on wealthy individuals with incomes in excess of $400,000 a year, while cutting taxes for lower-income Americans. Two, it would make billionaires pay at least 25% of their income in taxes, still leaving them with plenty left over. Three, it would raise the corporate income tax to 28%, which is about what it was in 1990. Lastly, it would quadruple the tax on stock buybacks to get corporations to invest more of their earnings in workers' wages and productivity instead of windfalls for investors. So the real choice is between the Republicans' plan to make the rich much richer and the Democrats' plan to make the rich pay their fair share and provide what Americans need. Which do you want?